Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. All right, so we're gonna go down a list of issues that um, that you guys can look at as far as no start situations with a no spark diagnosis. So basically, in this situation, what you want to do is, in this situation, this is a crank no start situation. You guys pretty much want to rule out all the other things that could actually cause this, that could possibly mimic this issue. Okay, basically it's a crank no start, but you're getting also a no spark issue. Now on newer vehicles, there's the check engine light, and a check engine light, essentially, if it comes on because of a no spark issue, it's gonna throw codes. It's definitely gonna throw codes. All right, I mean, that's the easiest thing that you can look for as far as misfires. If one of the coils or a couple of the coils don't have spark, you can actually figure out which coil. It could be, it'll tell you exactly which coil. If you have an OBD2 scanner and pop it in, it's the easiest thing as far as figuring out what the issue is on new cars from I believe it's like 97, 98 and up. They have the OBD2 scanner, OBD2 port. So it could be, so basically this no spark issue could actually be caused by a the ignition switch itself. It could be caused by the coils, spark plugs, bad coils, bad spark plugs. It could be caused by a faulty crankshaft camshaft position sensor. It could be caused by a variety of things. Now, if you guys have older vehicles, by the way, those things, every single one of those things I mentioned actually has a sensor connected to it. 99% of the time, when you guys have this issue of a no spark situation on newer cars, I would say relatively new cars with OBD2 ports, like I said, you guys can plug it in. It'll read it out for you. If you guys don't have one, you guys confused by what the problem is, you guys can go to Walmart, get a $20 OBD2 scanner, pop it in, and it'll tell you right off the bat, which coil, which cylinder, whether the crankshaft is having the issue, whether it's the mass airflow sensor, all of that. All right, it pretty much 99% of the time it'll actually do the work for you as far as figuring out what the situation is. Now there's that 1% of the time where you kind of scratching your head as to trying to figure out why it's causing a no spark. It could be the ignition switch. The ignition switch could cause this issue because the ignition switch, I don't believe has a code that's in the ECU, the car's computer's database. It does not have a code in there. So if you guys have this situation and you guys don't have a code, which is like a very, 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 very rare thing. All right, very, very rare. You might want to look at the ignition switch. You guys might want to look at the, let me see, the crankshaft position sensor. Now, the crankshaft position sensor, if it goes bad on you, if it has issues, it'll definitely throw a code. But I've seen instances where it's the information that's relaying, the data that's relaying to your car's computer could be off just a little bit. It could be off just a little bit enough that it could cause the situation where you don't get any kind of spark with your coils, with the whole ignition system. And aside from that, all right, you could also look at your ECU. Now, the ECU itself, it's not gonna, the way you know the ECU has issues is if it throws there's a couple ways. Okay, you got a crank no start the ECU actually has fuses. You can check all the fuses, make sure in this situation, you just want to check all the fuses anyway. All right. As far as the whole diagnostic process is concerned, you want to check all the fuses just to make sure that there's no fuse that's blown. All right. Now, if there's no fuse that's blown and your ECU is causing that issue, and there might be chances where you have a bad ECU or there are some vehicles where the ECU is put in some weird place close to a really hot part of the engine, and over time it deteriorates and stuff like that, will cause like a ton of issues. Okay, so just to test out the ECU, if the ECU is the issue, you could plug in OBD2. It'll read through. If it scans all the way through and there's like 12 different codes, then you know that there's something up with the ECU, particularly if those 12 different codes have nothing has nothing connected with each other. If most of those codes don't actually have a connection with each other, you know that the ECU has issues. You also know the ECU has issues if the ECU does not scan all the way through it. It hangs like maybe halfway through and it doesn't complete the scanning process. In that situation, you know that the ECU has issues. But as far as newer cars, quote unquote newer cars concerned, like 98 and up, misfires, crank won't run, won't start up, crank no start. Most of the time, as far as the reason for it, 99% of the times it's very simple. And the times that it's not simple, sometimes you have like a key fob that has a dead battery. A lot of times, if you guys are looking for a fix for these kind of situations, that the key fob issue thing stumps a lot of people. That should always be like your first thing you think of when you have a crank no start. And everything else works, but you have a crank no start situation. All right. A lot of times people will just skip over that. They'll just skip over the battery being dead in the remote. And that could definitely cause a crank no start issue, and it definitely cause your ECU not to fire up your cylinders. Definitely. Okay, that's what you want to check for first and foremost. That's the thing you guys want to check for, is making sure that it's not your security system, it's not your key, it's not these simple things that people forget about when it comes to diagnosing this issue. Obviously, if you guys have an older car like pre-98 that has an OBD1 port, and they're very difficult to some vehicles like Ford OBD1, they're kind of simple to figure out how to use, but if your vehicle has a distributor, definitely should probably figure out that portion of the ignition system. Sometimes distributors have parts that are rusted, that are worn. Maybe the wiring, maybe the spark plugs, maybe the crankshaft, maybe the coil, and definitely maybe the battery to the key fob. Okay, that's pretty much a big thing that just stumps so many people, guys. I've seen situations where people just change out so many different parts and spend hours upon hours and hours and hours trying to figure out what the issue is as far as the vehicle not running. It'll crank strong, it won't run, everything seems to work, the fuse system works, but it's just not firing up. Just do yourself a favor and check to make sure that your key fob battery is good. Probably should just change it out anyway, in any case, just to just to double up on it not being the key fob, because that would be like your simplest fix in a situation like this. But in any case, hope that's helped you guys out. If you guys have any of your own personal experiences with this, definitely leave a comment in the comment section. It's really, to be honest with you, with cars with OBD2 OBD2 ports, not the hardest thing to diagnose. And if you guys don't get a code, just do you know, do your regular checks as far as checking out the fuses, making sure that your battery is the battery in your key fob is good. And if all else fails, it could be the ignition switch, possible. But if that's the case, then you know, you guys want to know what the symptoms are of the ignition switches, and see if you guys can match it up. But I already did a video on that, and that's just a whole nother video in of itself. But anyway, hope this has helped you guys out. Please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff, right guys? Take care.